Greetings, travelers, and welcome to another episode of My Random Encounters. So for today's journey, of course, usually Jen and I will take you on these random adventures that we have worldwide, but today we're somewhere a little different. I will say we are going to take you on our encounters universe-wide. Where are we? If you can see behind me right there, you can see the space. We are in Seattle, Washington, but not just Seattle, Washington. We are in the funkiest, the center of the universe, this being the neighborhood of Fremont. So I'm going to take you on a little tour of this nice artistic city and show you what we can see. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start showing you around. Of course, we'll start off here on the peninsula, this one being Gasworks Park. It was actually a coal gasification park built in the late 1800s. Obviously, this is the last gasification plant in existence and has actually became basically a national historic site. Actually, they applied for it for quite a while, and it was actually granted in 2012. Of course, Gasworks Park, as you can see, there's a lot to do here and a lot of people here. Of course, this is a beautiful late April day in Seattle, here in Fremont. So definitely want to show you around. Of course, while we're showing you around, also take this opportunity to invite you to join the channel. Become one of those official explorers by hitting that subscribe button. Doesn't cost anything. It's not like I have a Patreon or anything. Just come join us. And honestly, when I first saw this, and I was showing you, we were looking around this area.
Right.
This was actually, it's actually pretty cool when you think about it. Something that was done industrial. Again, they use this for, they took water and coal, converted it into gas. They actually used it to power the lights in Seattle. Of course, it closed a long, long time ago. And it's pretty neat. You want to walk down the hill or you want to walk down the path?
Look at all the boats on the water today, too. Looks like a beautiful place to go boating, for a picnic.
Again, Fremont was actually was the center of counterculture, and really until the 1990s. Of course, then it did become an artistic area at that point. But I did mention that center of the universe discussion. They've actually been known as the center of the universe since the 1970s, and they've actually officially proclaimed it. So neat. And of course, we are going to walk around. There is a part in the back of this that's known as the play barn, where they actually took a lot of these old industrial machines and made it a kids' play area. So we gotta go check that out. So Jen, after we walk into this, what do you think about this? This is something a little bit different than most parks.
It's very different than anywhere we've ever been. I have never seen anything like this. It's a great place to come and have a picnic and hang out. And we saw some people sunning, people boating. It's a gorgeous day.
Now, of course, we were on top of the hill, and just to let you know why I chose Fremont as this exploration, it so happens to be, not only is this the center of the universe, it's also the center of the geocaching universe. It's a game that I've played for going on 13 years now, where, the old joke is we use multi-billion-dollar satellites to search for Tupperware in the woods. This is actually the headquarters of geocaching at Groundspeak. And what they did, they actually did a geotour that takes you all through Fremont, and that's what we're going to do today. So the first thing we did was this geotour. All right.
There's lots to do here, hang out, people biking, there's scooters here. There's some geese over there.
And we might not go directly in the play barn since this is a kids area and I don't want to film kids. People get kind of freaked out about that, but.
Oh, you're good. That's good. Oh, go ahead. Go slow here.
All right, let's take a look. This is actually pretty cool. All right, so this is the play barn. There is a playground to the side. I'm going to ignore that one. Not going to walk there. There's a bunch of kids over there. Let's go take a look at what's inside here. Yep. All this machinery.
Pretty neat though, just to be able to look at all this. Because normally you wouldn't be able to go into a place that has all this. So it's really interesting. And they've painted it bright colors. And really cool. So even though you hear that it rains in Seattle all the time, apparently it doesn't. Because here we are and there is no rain today. So it's a gorgeous day just to be out and about.
So this was where the location of the first cache is. I'm not going to show you where any of those are. I do have my handy pandy passport and my GPS right here, so we can actually go find the rest. But there is a total of 6. And you can get a nice stamp at the end when you get to the headquarters. And we're going to end this at the headquarters because I have a reservation to go tour that place. So we'll keep going on. As we're walking to the next place, I definitely had to stop. Look at that, cool. You see the Space Needle there. Can't take any videos of the of Seattle without including the Space Needle. So let's keep venturing. Let's see what we can find. All right, I had to stop and take a picture of this. This is actually so cool. First, you got a little bit of this tree that's getting in the way. Let me see if I can get down here without falling down. That is actually pretty freaking awesome, actually. Get around this tree. Again, Fremont's a very artistic area, even with spray paint. You never know what you're going to find. And some more street art. Of course, this is outside of a Brooks, so actually, what's that made up of?
Looks like running medals.
Huh.
You know, like the medals you get after you run a race. That's what it looks like to me.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
It is cool.
You got a pirate one right here. No one looks like it.
Yeah, because look at this one. It says marathon on it.
Oh,
Marathon. That is
okay,
neat.
that is actually pretty cool.
26.2.
Yeah. Yep. Definitely a Fremont thing. And we'll take a look more of the street art as we walk up here. Definitely pretty cool. Another fun thing to find here in Fremont, as I pan up and show it a little bit, is the Fremont Troll. And this was, I forget exactly when it was done, but a bunch of artists came, put this together. And of course, as soon as we can cross the road, you'll see it's actually got this troll crushing a Volkswagen. But definitely, you know, you see your concept of troll under a bridge. Let's take a look at it. Hey, Jen.
It's a hike to get up here.
Yeah, it's uphill.
So just be warned, it's a hike to get up here.
And it's in a neighborhood.
Yeah. Now you can see the rest of the bridge.
Yeah. Yep, there's the bridge that the troll's under. This is the Aurora Bridge. Pretty cool. Another artsy part of, actually there's the sign that probably talks about it. There he is. Fremont troll. Might be a little hard to read. It was done in 1990. So right when this became the artist area. Cool. And of course, if you're still looking at the troll, one of the things I thought was actually kind of cool, since I did find the cache, it was in this area, is this. Troll's Knoll Forest. Nice little interesting greenway here. Not gonna walk up very far, but pretty cool. Nice Troll's Knoll community tool shed. Very neat. Oh, look at that. Keep on knolling. That's funny. All right, as we walk underneath the Aurora Bridge, which is a very, very high bridge, if you look right up there, what do we see? Probably something that we've seen. Good Lord, I can't even imagine how many pieces of this we've seen.
I don't know how many pieces we've seen, but I'm convinced there is no pieces in Germany at all.
I don't think there is.
For display.
But this would be another piece of the Berlin Wall, and it's actually, usually you see it actually in pretty decent
good shape.
Yeah, this one's been busted up.
Yeah, that one's rough.
Now look at that.
That one's probably the worst
Yeah, I mean,
of
that's,
the ones we've seen. Yeah,
wow.
that's pretty rough. But we have seen all over the United States so many pieces of this wall.
And I think we saw some in Italy too.
Did we?
I don't remember now. Yep, that's it. Another piece of the Berlin Wall. All right, let's see what else we can find. Well, if you ever wonder where I spend my money to make these videos, there's the company that I spend my tools with. As we go and look for the fourth of the 5 geocaches. Let's go over to this little park. And of course, got a nice little picture frame here. Let's see if I can do a selfie. We'll see. That's about as good as it's going to get. But I am in the frame. Go figure. All right, walking back. Definitely a fun little place. But yeah, just looking at that Aurora Bridge, that is just unreal. As I let this traffic pass. And we go walk and get ourselves some lunch. Such a neat town. Of course, a beautiful, beautiful day in Seattle. I think every time I come to Seattle, it looks like this. don't think I've actually ever, I think I might have had one bad day. Wow. Who would have actually gone up there and actually painted that? Not I. Alright, I'm gonna stroll along a little bit, see what we can see. Obviously there's a silhouette of a guy holding a paddle. Oh, Berlin 1936. Actually, that's pretty cool. Huh. And of course, we're over here, actually about across the street from Google here. You have Google, Tableau, Adobe, and Groundspeak, the company that put on this geotour that we're on. All right, time to find yet another piece of funky Fremont. And of course, that would be the Fremont rocket. So you can see, even got the Saturn up there at that home street next to us. Okay, let's take a look at this. Of course, it's even lit up, or it can be lit up. Actually, it is lit up right now. That's pretty cool. Of course, that used to be on a Army-Navy store. And of course, let's go see what else is in this neighborhood. Of course, there's the story for the rocket, if you want to pause and read. And of course, right even from the beginning, talking about this L house at the center of the universe. Very Hitchhiker's Guide. Pretty cool. And we can see what else we can find. And time for yet another fun part. Let's take a look at this. This one being the Lenin statue. And you have to excuse, I actually took myself off of my gimbal. Now this statue was actually in Slovakia, part of the breakup of Czechoslovakia. Found this actually going to go to the scrapyard, but an artist who lived there didn't want that happen, put a mortgage on his house, brought it here in, if I remember right, 1991, and then unfortunately died in a car accident in 94. But here it stands. It's a place where people sit whenever parades go by. So very cool. We are going to walk a little closer.
Block sign is on. Crossing Fremont, safe north.
And it's going to be bumpy a little bit since I am not on my gimbal. That is pretty cool. All right, let's take a look around here. And of course, if you really want to read it, you can. This is actually the sign about this statue. So you can pause it here and read it at your own leisure. All right, so except for the one that I am going to show you, I actually have found them all the geocaches for this geotour. which is good because I have a 3:30 appointment to go into the headquarters. Finish the last one, probably pick up some merch, and get the special souvenir for going. But while I'm at it, might as well walk back, show you a fun little stroll of Fremont. Since it is such a pretty day in Seattle. I almost have to show this off just because you don't see this that often. Even though, like I said, I've been fortunate every time I come here. It has been pretty decent weather.
Matthew tried the
Let's go see what we can find. Of course, this is Mischief Brewery next to us. Actually, that's a coffee place. And you can see up ahead, there's the rocket. Now that specific cache, I will tell you, is one of the ones that's known as a multi. And the rocket is part of it, and the Lenin statue is part of it. And as I read on that Lenin statue, that is the only example of John Lennon surrounded by flames and guns. Most of the time, he was surrounded by reading books and whatnot. But yep, I will say both of those places are the first couple stages. Doesn't really give anything away, because the trick is using the information you glean from those two places to find the third stage. And I actually flubbed that one up. Didn't calculate, actually missed one of the hints. So just proof, one of the things you got to do, always pay attention to the descriptions. Fortunately, I wasn't that far out of whack. And the funniest thing was, when I was trying to put it back in, I was standing right next to where it was. But played around a little bit, tinkered with the numbers, found it, and pretty slick. So again, I only have one more to find, and that one's actually in the headquarters itself. So you can't even finish this unless you have a reservation to go. Neat thing is, it really doesn't cost you anything to go there, other than your time, and you gotta sign up for it in advance. Again, there's the rocket. We are actually under Saturn right now. I can I can actually tilt it pretty decent. And as I walk, I realize I need to get more exercise. And part of the reason I'm doing this, other than finding those real unique places that I like to go, it gives me an excuse to get out and walk. And I definitely got some fun ones coming up. Part of the reason we came to Seattle is we are going to be heading out to Vancouver and then I'm going to be getting on a cruise ship. Since my wife is a tour guide, not tour guide, a travel agent, I'm going to jumping on a cruise ship to go to a place where you can't drive. That being, we're going to the inner straits of Alaska. So definitely follow along, join the Explorers Club and see what we can get. So let me go pick her up. Actually, she's waiting for me. And off we go. And she's not frowning. All right, so there we gonna go. There's geocaching. But before we get in, for those from the Seattle area, may know who this is. You don't know who this is, do you?
No.
This is JP Patches.
Patches. He's cute.
Yeah,
What's his story?
he was a show that was on around this time,
Okay.
and they made this statue of him. Gotta keep it on. See, there's JP on his back,
Yep.
and it was actually only a two-person show. This other person, I don't remember what, I read about him, I don't remember the names, because obviously we're not from here. JP Patches was always JP Patches. This other one played every other part on the show. Did it for a long time. And so they created this nice little statue to him. All right. Now let's go find our way to get in here. We're on 3rd floor. And we finally made it here in the geocaching headquarters. So we are going to go take a look, see what you can get. I'm not going to let, I'll show you the caches, I'll show you what you can get. It doesn't cost anything to come here. But if you are a geocacher, this is where you want to go to, this is the pilgrimage. So let me flip this around and we'll see what we can find. All right, so this is it. Obviously on the wall there, that is the geocaching. Those are the trackables to include the early ones. Be careful not to pull those codes. Hello. Of course, a lot of stuff to look through. Found out that this map on the left, you have a 1 in 90 chance when you log a cache that it will pop up right there. So you never know. I've actually had multiple of mine pop up before. Probably real boring to read, but.
There's a map of where everyone is from.
Yep. Yeah, you know, quite a few of us, and us East Coasters, yeah.
That's really
And of course, gotta have your Signal the Frog. And your merch, which I'm gonna have to figure out what I want. A lot of trackables. You can do a photo log. We are gonna log the final cache here. But one of the things that's really cool, now this is just a, get down to it, this is just a replica, but that would have been one of the ape caches. Those were actually done whenever you put out the, back when Planet of the Apes went out, they actually placed these around the world. Unfortunately, none of these exist anymore. They've all been muggled. And for those that are new to geocaching, muggling means they've been stolen. So we're gonna, oh, they even got the Wheel of Challenge. That one right there, actually they're spinning that. What souvenirs you're gonna get this once a month, which is pretty cool. But yeah, this is it. I'm gonna go ahead and get that last cache. I did finish that geocaching, got my final stamp, but we're gonna go log. So I'll close this when we go outside, but we'll gonna go look around on our own. Well, that's it. As you can see, now we're leaving headquarters of geocaching, finishing up our tour of Fremont. Obviously didn't see everything. Fremont definitely an interesting place. Took some pictures, took some videos. Hope you enjoyed our little adventure around this place and going on one of these games that I love to play. And if you're interested, definitely check out geocaching.com. I'll put that link in the description below. It's a lot of fun, and what better way to have a random exploration than go find stuff in the woods. So hope you enjoyed coming along, and if you did, and if you want to see other stuff that we're about ready to do, like going to Alaska and Vancouver and everywhere else, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit that notify bell. You always get notified because you never know where we're going to end up, hence the word random. So appreciate you coming along, and until our next adventure, happy exploring.
See you soon.